G'day everyone, Jason here with a review of the Lego Vidiyo music video maker. These are the Bandmates Series 1. I've got a full box here, factory fresh, so we'll have a look at the order that they come out and see what characters you get, whether you get two complete sets. There's 24 I think in the box, so hopefully that means that there's two sets of 12 figures. So we've got here the surprise special effect beat bits. It is set number 43101, and then each packet comes in a blind box instead of a blind bag, so you won't be feeling these ones up. So it comes with one minifigure and 3 of the special effect beat bits, and the content will vary. So I believe the figures obviously are random, but I don't think this one figure comes with the same beat bits each time. So there's nothing distinguishing on the outside that you can tell one from the other. There's no magic numbers as far as I can tell. I've had a look at this packet and the other packets. You could probably do it by weight. You'd need a pretty decent set of scales to sort of tell the difference. It's pretty nominal in my opinion. But let's open these up on camera and take a look at the figures and the beat bits inside. Okay, so we'll start on the left hand side column from the front. So as I said, it is a blind bag. Looks like it's got a bit of tape down the side. I should have probably pre-cut these. So box is, there's a plastic bag inside. So basically inside the box you get plastic bag with a minifigure. You get, I'm assuming, the cheat sheet for this wave. So that shows all of the characters you can get. And then it shows the very simple build to put together the little stand for the beat bits to stand on. And then obviously how to scan it in the phone and use the app. Okay, so we have done one complete side of the box, the left hand side, and we have got one complete set of the minifigures. So that is the order on that side. If you're looking for a particular character, they may or may not be in the same order per box, but I'm going to open up the other side and just see whether or not they match up identical terms with this, or if you do get a full set. But I'm assuming that you'll get two full sets of 12 per box. So your best option if you want to get a full set is to get in early. As soon as you see a full complete box that hasn't been sort of shaken up or played around with, grab the entire left hand side or grab the entire right hand side. You've probably got a pretty good chance of getting a full set. Okay, so we've opened both rows up. So as you'll see, they're pretty much identical. The only flip around was here. The samurai and the shark were a little different. Everything else was the same, but one full set on each row. So if you find an unopened box, grab one left side or the right side and you pretty much should get a full and complete set. So first up we have the little ice cream saxophonist. So you can see there that the tiles are different for each one. There is a common one, which is the cupcakes, but I think that's just pure coincidence. A lot of them seem to have one common tile or two common tiles and then a different one, but I think it is completely random. So these are from the same box, and we've got two different tiles with each one. So if you have a look up close at the figure, if we get close, you can see the waffle printing on his pants. It's got metallic printing, and all of these have sort of metallic printing on most of their printing. He has arm printing with the little hundreds and thousands and the icing on the shoulders and the little sort of dripping ice cream. So really nice printing there on the face with the cheeky smile and the little rosy cheeks, and obviously then the chocolate sauce on the head. And if we pull the head off, so that you can see that that's just a special mold with the little drips sort of coming down around it, and then it's painted on top with the cherry and the chocolate sauce. But there is printing on the back of the torso as well. So if you can see that there. So next up we have the bunny. So again, you can see one common tile and some different tiles, including a very sort of Run DMC style tile there. So this is a very sort of 80s workout look for this bunny. It has the sort of the aqua blue boombox. There's a lot of sparkle in the print, so we've got leg print and feet print, and then glitter on the shirt as well. The white's a little faded on there, but it's not too bad. It almost matches in with the white of the head. And then we've got this head mold where obviously it's a solid mold, and it's got some great printing on the face. And then on the back, if we turn that around, you can see there's the hair sort of molded in, but there's also a couple of little hairs at the back to just give it that added bit of character. And there's printing on the back. There's a little note, a musical note on the overshirt. So that is the aerobics bunny, I guess. Okay, so we have the alien kataras. So you can see then the prints on the tiles. The common one seems to be the one where a minifigure is being zapped by a ray and turning into some sort of tentacle monster. His arm and leg are turning into tentacles. I do like the little whirlwind with the cow in it. I think that's probably on the wrong side. But yeah, there's some interesting prints there. But let's have a look at our little alien. So obviously, first and foremost, he has a guitar that's the correct printed way. So it actually plays like a guitar, which is cool. He has some leg print. He's got the orange on there, and that's actually come out quite well on the purple. He's also got some dots, and they seem to be on his face as well and on his legs. So obviously that's his natural complexion. He has a very Kirby-esque sort of, if we move that out the way, Kirby-esque sort of singlet top with, you know, concentric circles. And there's a little UFO hanging around his neck. Again, a little bit of a metallic print there, and that pattern repeats on the back. And then he has the soft head with the antenna. He's got the single eye. Actually reminds me of the orange alien. Is it Barry? I can't remember his name. From the Invincible comic book series. But the head is the more rubbery style hair. So the purple and obviously the orange is painted on, and it is actually showing through a little bit. So that may fade off. The paint job's not the best on the antenna, and that will probably rub off and ultimately end up being little purple antennas. Now we have the tambourinist, I guess, genie. So again, I like that rocking spaceman tile. I think that's a great one. They also share a common one with the butterflies, and then a couple of other ones, one which we've seen previously. So there's printing there on the tambourine. We've got printing on the bottom genie piece, so that's the standard genie piece, but there's some purple swirl and little gold stars on that, if you can see it. And then there's a very intricate print on the top. There's music notes again built into it, so there's a constant sort of music theme in most of the prints and the clothing. There are little spots on her face as well, but nearly all of the characters have like eyeshadow and things like that. And then there's some printing on the back. If we move that head, you can see then there is more sort of metallic gold and another musical note there on the back. Okay, so next we have what I would call the fairy floss cheerleader, or cotton candy for our American viewers. So basically, again, there is one common tile, two common tiles actually, the popcorn and the little diva one, and then there's a guy with a ribbon and a cheerleader one, which is sort of appropriate. So again, leg printing sort of looks like it's sort of sugary frosting and hundreds and thousands on her skirt. There's a cotton candy, or fairy floss as we call it here in Australia, on the front of her shirt. She's got the pink pom-poms, and she's got the head from, or the hair from Harley Quinn, and it's in the pink and the blue. There's printing on the back, and then you can also see there's little stars printed on her face. Next we have the groovyghoulie, I'm going to call her. So she's sort of a hardcore rocker. I love the little ghost print with a little green door, the guy falling down the trap door, and even the Rocking Out album over here, and the sort of electrified headphones. So there's some really nice prints on these two. And we've got the spectral piece in a dark green and lime green sort of see-through trans or partially trans. She comes with a couple of microphones, so she's got the silver top microphone. You can see the printing on the front there again, metallic with the chain, There's a little face on it with some sort of over her corset. She has chains going around. She also has the shoulder pads, and she's got the hair from Bellatrix Lestrange from Harry Potter, and she's rocking the sort of the tongue out sort of heavy rocker look. And then if we take the hair off and we look at the back, there's also some printing on the back there with some keys and another little padlock. So next up we have the shark, and again you can see that there is a common tile with the little goose playing a guitar, but there's some yellow balloons, 4 yellow balloons instead of 99 red ones. The kazoo album again. So yeah, so interesting prints. Now this guy has some amazing prints on his suit. So he's got the front sort of metal studded boots. There's a bit of skin showing on the legs of the ripped pants. There's a bandana going around his waist that comes down onto his leg. There's a little fish skeleton and a bobby pin through his pants, as well as a fishing hook. There's a lot of detail, like there's little badges on his jacket. There's studs on the jacket which are in silver, the silver belt buckle, the singlet top underneath, and even a little pirate sort of chain around his neck. And then you've got the head itself, which has that big toothy grin, the mean looking eyes, some stripes on the top, and then some sort of lightning bolt stripes that go down the side into the tail that comes down from the head. And then also obviously some little chips out of his dorsal fin, and then a really cool mohawk, very reminiscent of the Monkey Kid cat. So if we just take him off and we take the head off, because there is trying to get this off, there is printing on the back which is pretty amazing as well. So there is that cool Lego skull with a tongue hanging out and one eye lit up, and some shells and starfish on the back. And he just comes with 1 silver microphone. So unlike others that come with multiple microphones, he only gets the 1. So next up we have a samurai with a gas mask. So some interesting albums here. There's a little guy sort of doing some flossing. There's a gong which is on its side. On this one I think that's the correct orientation over there. And then there's a little bagpipe music, so a little bit of a Scottish album, and a really cool sort of deep sea diver sort of stepping out of a triangle. So here on the printing he comes with obviously the silver microphone and the little gas mask, and the helmet is obviously just done in purple, but it's one of the ones used for Ninjago. I think it's been done by it's been in a couple of different Ninjago sets. So he has a belt again that sort of runs down onto the leg. There's a little bit of a purple sort of stripe on the pants there. There's a tiger sort of eating a banner, and there's some faux Japanese writing on the banner. There's a couple of little sort of pins on the jacket, and then there's some printing on the back as well, and again some sort of tiger stripe there. So only the very boring face of just a sort of a smirk underneath that gas mask, so nothing too exciting there. So next up we have like either a leopard or a cheetah, I'm not sure. It's got sort of spots, but it's got stripes. It's using the mold that's used for another figure in this series. You can see there's a really cool kazoo album cover. There's a sort of a flamenco dancing one as well, which is the common one between them. And then there's a bit of a deck with a little Lego minifigure hand, breaking down the beats. So this one, there is some intricate printing on the legs, but it's hard to see against the pink. There's a little bit of gold down the side and white stripes, and then there's a silver sort of crosshatch pattern. Has a printed tile with a sort of a record motif on it. It looks like it's a Beach Boys album or something like that. And then the green jacket has, again, metallic print with lots of little flecks of silver, a little pass card hanging around the neck, and a star bracelet. And then the tailpiece obviously has the blue spots and the black tip. There is printing on the back of the shirt as well. And then the face has a lot of printing on it. So it has a little muzzle printed on there, has some little stripes on the forehead and the ears, and the blue hair. So next up we have what I call the rhinestone cowboy, and there's some great little tiles here. There's one with the horse. I think that actually is supposed to go that way, like a horse on the disco floor, and it's kicking the cowboy off. There's a little heart sort of bleeding, and there is that cool print that looks like it's from the back of the jacket, and it's got the Godzilla attacking the city. And then we've got some rainbows and pandas on these ones. So he comes with the gold topped microphone, and he does get 2 of the microphones. There is printing on the pants, on the jeans. He's got the frilly sort of shirt with a little cowboy cowboy sort of patterns. There's stars on the bottom, and then there's a couple little horses up the top, and there is some little speckles of silver on that print. It really looks like the version of Marty McFly when he goes back in time, but instead of the pink and the white sort of colours, he's got the blue and the white colours here. He does come with blue eyebrows and blue sideburns, and he has the blue Akubra hat, and then there's more printing on the back, so there are more sort of gold metallic printing. There's some stars on the bottom, and there's horses and horse head and musical notes up the top of the jacket. So here we have the red panda. So again, some interesting prints there. There's the cheetah sort of flying at you. There's the sort of Japanese anime sort of schoolgirl drinking a slush puppy by the looks of it. We've got a guy sort of looks like he's either burping or he's feeling sick, but then there's a little mouse singing. So we've got a real combination of tiles here. So we've got the old school grey beatbox here. We've got printing on the legs. We've got a little bandana hanging off his waist onto his pants. We've got a little panda emblem on his jacket. He's got a bit of a bum bag at the front there, or a fanny pack for those Americans, and a little star which is in the sort of metallic printing. And then on the back he has the striped tail, and he has a really cool print on the back of the shirt with the metallic backed little Godzilla sort of attacking a city. And then the actual face is printed like a red panda, so it has the white muzzle, has the tongue hanging out the side, the little sort of Fu Manchu moustache there on the side, and then the orange hair on top, and the white print around the ears. So I think that is a better use of that head mold. I think it's more suited for that than the cheetah or the leopard from previously. So our final figure for this series is the Wolfman, the Rockin' Wolfman. Some great album prints here. I love this one with like the crystal ball with a little silhouette of the Wolfman inside and electricity coming out of it. Then there's a flying cat. There's some tomatoes sort of being squished, and there's a sort of a rocking sort of heavy metal Kiss inspired sort of face on one of the minifigures. But having a look at the figure, you'll notice the eyes seem to sort of glow, and they seem to be like, you know, actual cat's eyes. They're printed in some sort of, I don't know if it's metallic or it is just a reflective print, but it does give that really cool effect of the eyes sort of glowing. And if we have then a quick look at the print, there is printing on the front. He's got his little claws. There is printing on the legs with the tears in his jeans, showing the hair underneath. There's a cool little sort of bone motif on his belt, and he's got a black belt with like little studs on it, and a cool jacket with a little bone hanging around his neck, some skull patterns and other little sort of buttons on the jacket. And then there is even printing on the side of the leg. You can see little hairs there, and the torn jeans. He's got the tail, so you can have the tail up or down depending on what you want. And then if we pull the wolf head off, oh, of course the whole torso will come off. So if we just have a look at that with the tail out of the way, you can see that there's the silhouette of the wolf against the moon. It's the electricity sort of coming out of it, and a real sort of metallic vibe to it. He comes with a couple of bones. He actually comes with, I think, 3 bones. And then the face print has obviously the teeth on the side, that glowing eye. It's got lightning bolts through it, and then it's the standard sort of Wolfman basically mold. So that is our Rockin' Werewolf.